He couldn't even see me. Yes, bless. Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready for some boom, baby? Boom! Rise and shine. Even on a cloudy day, even on some bipolar weather, even though yesterday was damn near perfect. Now we're over here looking at some cloudy ass weather. And I have to say, life is a happiness contest. I'm dead dog serious. It's a happy contest that most of us are losing because we don't want to apply ourselves to learning or doing something different than we're currently doing right now. This is Saints Addiction right here. I'm Mark Saint, and this is my morning motivation. If you get anything out of this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe below, or buy one of the shirts. You already know, Saints Addiction. Leg out. Let's go. So, morning motivation, join We Club, Saints Addiction. I'm going to smoke and I'm going to talk about happiness while you guys get a chance to relax with me out here in Finland. So, I get up this morning, make $2,000 real quick. I told myself, don't even trip. You know, every time I get below like 1,000, I go like, hey, we got to start making more money. Minimum, I got to keep 1,000 in my pocket just in case we want to grab something to eat. Yesterday was so fantastic. Met a beautiful girl at a Japanese restaurant. She's going to model for me. She was super cool. It was the complete opposite of the attitudes that I got Saturday night. Now finally somebody's like, I'll be willing to model for you instead of, I don't wear that. The attitude's on you. And that's why this is a happy contest, because most of us choose to be butthurt and hurt others and hurt ourselves. But from you, you cannot hide. And this is why we're having this conversation this morning. Leg out, bless up. So yeah, dude calls me, needs an 8-foot by 16-foot banner. Didn't even have the artwork yet. Didn't even have the measurements yet, but he had his attitude not in check. And I went like, bro, it's Sunday at midnight. No one else is open. I know I'm the only guy that can print that banner in an hour, especially that big as this building. I'm gonna need you to relax. He's like, bro, you need to relax. I said, I need you to relax. When you don't have your measurements, when you're not aligned, when you're not balanced, you're not relaxed. You're going to say shit that doesn't make sense, and people are going to be like, why is your vibe off? You know, and they're not going to tell you that they think your vibe is off. They're just going to stay away from you. You know, people are like that. They don't call back, they ignore messages, and they tend to hide in the sand. Well, hiding doesn't make things disappear. If anything, I want my fear to disappear. False expectations appearing real, then it's in my face and it's going to be all over the place. It's going to be like what I believe will expand. And if I'm going to look at the fear and let it expand in my mind, I know that the fear is going to pay no rent in my brain. It's going to just take up my time. So it's going to take up my vibe. And your vibe attracts your tribe. So if you're going to be negative and you're going to be complaining and you're going to be a bitch, then you're hanging around with bitches. And that's what you're going to get. And next time you try to call your friends, they're not going to be your friends. They're going to be talking shit, stabbing you in the back, and hating you when you're not around. And you know what I'm talking about. Why fake it? Why not actually be happy? Can you be happy for others and yourself? Odds are you're in competition with other people instead of yourself. Odds are you're not in the happy contest. This happiness contest, it's for anybody who want to play. Or you can keep playing yourself. And not yourself as a character, but you're playing yourself. You're playing yourself when you are trying to be negative someone else and thinking that you're going to flip the switch. I'm here for it. The happiness contest. Be happy. Boom. I am already happy. I'm already content. I'm not miserable. I don't want to share misery. Misery loves company, and I don't want to keep that kind of friends. I don't want to be around people that don't know how to turn themselves on, that don't know how to initiate, that don't know how to flip the switch and flip their mood. They want to stay rude. Oh, there goes some blue sky right there. Oh, I'm gonna drop my phone 3 stories down. 3 stories down there. There's some blue sky, and just like that, the sun will come out, and then we'll have to realize it's another day to be alive. It's another day to compete with yourself and say, I'm gonna turn me on. I'm gonna get into my brain and say to myself, why can't I reframe this? Why can't I take a situation and make it to my advantage? Right? If my attitude determines my altitude, how do I get high? And this is the conversation I want to have. It was just starting to hit me that, when I got the phone call, I'm making money, my business is working, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, how many people aren't making themselves happy? How many people are making themselves miserable? I told the dude, he ended up calling me back. I was like, bro, we've been on the phone 10 minutes and I still don't know the size. Okay, I'll call you back. I'm like, I know you call me back because I'm the only one answering the phone on Sunday night, and I'm the only one that can print that big of a fucking banner. He called me back. And that was it. It's like, bro, I think he called me aggressive. He's like, dude, you're talking me aggressive. I was like, no, you came in aggressive. Now I'm just being point blank with you. Can't supply you the equipment. You got to do what you got to do. I just print the damn thing. And when he called me back, he was like, bro, you're right. My hair's on fire. I'm not acting right. And therefore, I'm acting aggressive. And now you're being aggressive. And it begets this kind of thing. It's like, if you can't stay centered in your own thing, then guess what? It's going to come out outwardly. You're going to bleed on to other people. You're going to share your frustrations and feel like you're allowed to, right? But once you tee off on people, right, they're going to feel like they don't want to be near you, right? They don't want to deal with your fire. Me, I'm in business, so I put fires out, but I can't put attitudes out. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my job. Your job is to maintain you, and to be able to say to yourself, I'm going to stay happy is a mood. It's a full-on attitude. And most people, they're just stuck in their own mood. They're stuck in their feelings, and they're like, that's what's real. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, feelings change. So, like, what are we going to wait around for your mood to change? Probably not. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's going to sit there and just sit there and go, yeah, bro, let's maintain you and your mood, when that's your internal job. The way that you're going to receive life and energy and all these things is all internal. And if you wanted to, when I first started to do business, I was feeling entitled, and instead of appreciating my customers, I was sharing my frustration with my customers. I was like, yo, I'm having issues with this and this, and I thought they wanted to hear about it. They didn't want to hear about what's not working. They want to hear about the touchdown. They want to hear about the Saints addiction. They don't want to know about the mission. They don't want to know what happened. They just want the baby. It's like, skip the delivery pains and give me the baby. Skip the labor pains and deliver the baby. And that's what I want to do. I want to deliver people to happiness. It's really rude when people have their attitude and they try to share it with you. You know what I'm talking about? The Karens of the world, get this baby out of the bar, it's just crazy. Yeah, I think it's crazy that there's a baby in the bar, but I also think it's crazy that there's a lady that wants to give up her happiness to go try to school someone else for what they should do with their child, and how they should do it, where they should do it. We are so entitled for someone else's mood, right? And someone else's life, like, you should do this, you should do that, instead of what we should do and how we should control ourselves. It's an internal job, but every time we want to be a micromanager, a macro manager, we're trying to manage everyone else but ourselves. And I was just like, dude, you know what? Work on you. You can't control in other people's attitudes or moods. All right? I can't control this dude being frustrated and how he comes out. But when he processes it through me and he's coming to me, all right, look, bro, I'm not about the personal. I'm about the business. I'm about the touchdown. If you want to print it that way, I'll print it that way. You want to print it that size, it'll be that size. Um, but if you want it to be smooth, right, you got to work on your attitude. You're going to receive life through this prism that you choose. And you're just going to be like, I'm going to have a chip on my shoulder. Most people don't even know that they're bummed out. They might not even know that they're even in depression. It's like, when's the last time you took a shower? You know what I mean? And how long have you felt this way? And do you have the energy, the gangster in you to change what's going on inside you? This is a master class of self mastery, right? It has nothing to do with the external. It's how you're processing it on the internal. On the inside of you, you have all these apps running. Oh, as soon as I get into a crowd, I'm gonna have anxiety and I'm gonna clam up. If you can't control that output, if you can't say I'm gonna stop being nervous or I'm gonna stop tripping or hey, center yourself. That's another one that I do for myself if I'm in anxiety. Center yourself, and I stop. So much pressure. And I breathe and I wait for the center to come to me. I wait for my balance to come back to me so I am not out of balance. And now my situation doesn't get out of balance and I don't tip myself over and pour myself out. That would be the hugest advantage of your life, is not only to know yourself, is what they say, to thine own self be true, but have true conversations with yourself is like, am I in control of this mood? Am I in control of me in this vessel that the spirit inside of me, or does it just bark and I follow? There's drama over here. Let me run and take care of that instead of I shouldn't really onboard that right now. I need to breathe first. Maybe go smoke some weed before I react. I don't know many people that just don't know how to pause before the cause. They don't know how to breathe even. And the act of breathing is taking yourself into self control. Literally, a physiological being to say, wait a minute, it's not my feelings that determine me, right? Because we let our feelings go, then everybody's breathing shallow. Their heart rate increases, and they're more susceptible to sickness than to somebody that goes that things can happen around me. It doesn't change the inside of me. It doesn't change my mood. I'm not like a boat that just gets blown by the wind and everything can just flow and blow me over. No, I'm center mass. I am the guy that says, I've seen chaos come around me. I've been the guy that's jumped into the fire and got burned. And now I'm a guy that has fire protection, right? Fire retardant clothing to keep me from jumping into bad moods, to keep me from, I end up getting this sale. Remember, the guy ended up calling me back. I just made $2,000. So print an hour, we're making more money. I've earned enough money to go see Mass in Denmark. So I was just like, yes, let's go get this. But I also had to get a person that was aggressive towards me, right? To get rehumanized, right? We're both humans here. You want something out of me, I want to give it to you, but to be able to give it to you, I need you to fix your mood. I need you to fix your attitude. I need you to fix your perspective and realize I harnessed his chi. It's Sunday midnight. You're calling me 11 o'clock at night on a Sunday talking about I need this tomorrow by noon. And I'm like, not a problem. Get on my page, drop the frustration, and let's go get some touchdowns. And when I reframed this man, he totally brought himself back into I'm not being rude to people that are trying to help me. And this is a whole conversation I had with my friend. I said, you were rude to your wife. Can you please apologize to her for me? He's like, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have said that. I get frustrated. She always corrects me. He was like, fuck you, bitch. And it was like, whoa, where'd that come from? It came from years of frustration. He didn't process his frustration correctly. He didn't give it enough space or have a communication with her to say, please stop doing that. Instead, he just said, fuck you, bitch, really loud in her face in front of us all. And it made a really awkward feeling. I'm like, are domestics about to start right now? Are y'all fighting? You know what I mean? Do I need to go? Do I need to Uber out of here, bro? And this is why I was having this conversation with him. I said, man, I feel it when you're arguing with your girl. I feel it when people are negative around me. I feel it when people are being very judgmental. I don't allow it to change me. I don't allow it to be like, hey man, that night was so much fun, but I was like, I almost wanted to tell a story, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna give that drama more life than the positive. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna mention it. I'm just gonna tell you I had a motherfucking good time. And sure as shit, the one girl that denied the small black shirt that I made for her, I made her a thirst trap shirt. She's like, I'm not gonna wear that. And her friend's like, can you leave us alone? And I was like, let me get my stickers away from you hoes, and I'll keep my shirt. Sure as shit, I met one of the coolest girls, the complete opposite, who smiled when I came by. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go buy some food from this pretty Japanese girl. And she spoke English, and she's gonna model, and she had the right attitude, and she's excited. And it was complete flip of what was going on before, where it was like, I'm not gonna do that. I can't stand that. And I'm like, I don't want that person wearing my shirt. Like, even if it's who was it? Kate Moss, I think, was the first one to get paid $1 million, and now she looks like shit. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, I wish she never wear my shirt. Yeah, I don't want a bitch to wear my shirt. I want somebody that appreciates things. I want somebody that's already in the mood. Who am I gonna gift? The person that has the right attitude. I'm here to tell you right now, you don't want the person that's incapable of controlling themselves building your house, right? You wouldn't keep somebody you're hiring somebody to build your house, and they always getting frustrated. They're always hanging up the phone. They're always coming to you with their problems. You're going to be like, you're not the guy I want to make my home. I don't want you to building my home, because now my home is going to be all off like your attitude. And that's what we notice. We might not say anything, but I walked into a restaurant and the lady was rude to me. I was like, yo, I want to pick up my sushi. She started giving me like octopus and shit. I'm like, I don't eat that shit. And she just got frustrated, closed it up. I said, that's why there's nobody in this place. There's nobody in here because you scared them away. And here you are trying to be in business, and there's no one eating in there. And everyone told me that. Every time I go past there, there's no one in there. Every time I go past there, it's empty. I'm like, okay. I go in there, and now I know why it's empty. Someone has a mood and an attitude. Someone's not ready for receiving. Someone's not listening to their Neville Goddard at night, and someone's not listening to their meditation. I am strong. I am wise. I am wealthy. And sure as shit, I'm in abundance. I'm not gonna freak the fuck out and be like, oh no, no more money's gonna come my way. Then I'm blocking my blessings. You know what I mean? My little mood and attitude that I think I'm so in control of, when most people can't snap their fingers and get in control of it. This is this kind of force and power I'm talking about. I've had to learn this. I'm almost 45 years old. I'm 5'7", 45 years old, traveled the world almost 4 times now. This is going to be the 4th time. And when I get to tell my stories are real. I've accomplished this. My birthday's in 1 week, and I've accomplished self-control. That's all I ever needed to do. I had enemies inside of me that were battling my opportunities constantly, and I thought it was someone else. I thought it was the universe against me. I thought maybe it was my parents. Maybe it was my upbringing. All these things I wanted to blame someone else and be like, you're at fault for this. And it was just like, no, you had an opportunity to learn from this. You had an opportunity to get a customer, 1, and 2, practice with them how you do business. That's it. How do you maintain this business? It's not just processing. It's how your mood comes out, and it comes in your products too. LRO, hello, I see you, bro. Thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah, man, and it's sad because you'll catch some people that got a lot of talent, but they lose it in their excuses. They lose it in their laziness. They lose it in their attitude, and you're just like, come on, bro. Why is it when it comes in, you got to flip it and make it negative? Why is it when I bring you a solution, you're always bringing me a problem? And I know people like this. Like, you could give them the best advice, and they're just going to go, no, I'm not going to do that. And you're like, there's that no availability for change, no flexibility, and no switch. You ain't got the pop it up and down, pop it up and down. Dude, flip your fucking switches, homie. Like we used to bounce fucking old school fucking caddies. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And no, you want to double down on the bad mood just so you can be powerful to me, but you're not powerful to yourself. You haven't exhibited to the world that you can onboard situations without pouring yourself out. And that's the only reason why they can throw me the business. It's not that I'm pretty. They don't know what I look like. It might be because I have my phone number on Google, but it's also, can you throw a motherfucking touchdown? That's everybody gives a fuck about. You go to NBA, you go to NFL. You know what NFL stands for? Not for long if you keep playing that way. If you keep playing yourself, or you keep manipulating others through you, or you retard the information, and every time you spit it back out, it don't shine, then you ain't doing it right. If you don't have people giving you praise about your vibe, thank you guys for doing that. And you aren't practicing your gratitude, then you're just going to be rude. You're going to be so out of balance and so out of sorts that no one's going to want to deal with you. And soon enough, you realize that this is a human sport, that everything you want to do is through other people. And the way that they do it, it's like flirting with the cook. Yesterday, I went to go eat, and the girl's doing American burgers, and she's like, where are you from? America. She's like, my ex-husband was from New York, and he's no longer around. Where are you taking me? I want you to take me to New Orleans. And I was just like, I'm from New Orleans. Where are we going to go? And she's like, I'm going to take you, and I'm going to kidnap you, and I'm going to, and I was like, okay, let's go, you know? Like, go ahead, bitch. Call your shot. Keep that same attitude, and now you're going to sell another burger, 13 euros, and you're going to have some people help you with your printing, right? And you did the flirting. If you don't flirt with the cook, what do you think your portion size are going to be, right? Have you ever been to prison, you know, where they give you the small pork chop, bro? Just like, what was it? Blood in, blood out. You wanted to give up the pork chop, and that's why they called them pork chop, right, bro? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. We got to be the flirting with the cook. You got to be nice to the chef. That's the secret sauce, is love. And nobody wants to practice it. Mention Saints Addiction on Roken Vapes for 15% off. Let's go. Saints Addiction on Telegram. These are sold separately. So smooth. Definitely join Weed Club. But, you know, if I wasn't nice to my people in business, if I didn't go out of my way to make sure the installation gets done, if I don't answer the phone late night with the right attitude, I ain't going to make the money. I can sit here and flex on you all I want and be like, yo, I'm in Finland, bitch. You can't stop me. You know what I mean? I could do this all day long. I will sub. You are pretty interesting. Hey, I appreciate that, bro. I'm real. That's what this is. It's getting real with yourself. It's a real message for real people that don't want to fake it anymore. They don't want to look at their Instagrams and be like, I got so many likes, but I don't like myself. Or I'm only happy when I'm on film. You know how many people don't really act real like me? They just fake their personality, and as soon as the fucking camera comes on, they're shaking their asses on the pool table. As soon as the camera gets cut, they're all sulk down like this and playing on their phone. And it was just like, what happened? What happened, Captain? What happened to all that energy? What happened to all that? Oh, I love you, and you know what I mean? I love my life. You know, where's your love? And it turns out you ain't got shit. You got a bad attitude. And roses don't smell like poo, right? You know, roses really smell like shit. And you want to be over here pretending like you don't fart, like you don't quit, like you don't complain, and only sunshine and rainbow comes out your booty hole. It doesn't work that way. It comes from the heart, from the start. Just like I do my morning motivation. You can feel when somebody loves their job. I could feel when that Japanese girl was with it. It was a real genuine smile. And when I was on my live, or I think I was making a recording, she was shouting it out. And I'm see, that's how you shout it out. Hi, welcome, thank you. Yeah, yakitori, dee mushy mushy. You know, you're like, so cute. I know where I'm ordering my food. When I couldn't make a decision between Italian, Mexican, fucking you name it, American apparently, I was like, what am I gonna eat? I'm gonna eat where the person smiled at me. Where am I not going to eat? Where the person was rude to me. And you can keep fighting upstream just like I used to too. But I had to get out of my own way, out of my own ego, and stop processing things as people were attacking me, and more like I need to find a solution. And be an aid to myself. You know what I mean? But before calling the customer, breathe. Turn my attitude into gratitude, right? I'm just grateful customers calling me at all, and that I even have opportunities to swipe credit cards, and that I even have the opportunity to make money so I can keep living my lifestyle over here in Europe where it's about to turn spring. Look at that Simpsons blue skies are coming through. And then the sun will come out, and then I'll be in Europe, and I'll have more money to play with, and then I can meet up with my other team members within a sec, and we can start getting the social media thing posting. We're going to already have the email system working. We already have the AI voice system working, and this is just about business. This is about growing yourself, growing a business, and growing self-control. That above all will determine so much more for us than anything we've ever done before. When you get accountable for your moods, when you start actually clocking in with yourself, now you put a pebble on the other side of this seesaw called your mood. And instead of pushing it over to some fake shit, trying to get the more approval from strangers or more likes on Instagram or more attention, when you don't even shine naturally, you're going to get there, but you're going to have your fake tan, right? You're going to get there, but you whitened your teeth, right? With your fake titties. What I can tell you is this: that shit wears off too. Titties sag eventually. And the thing you were seeking, like that kind of attention, might not be the attitude you wanted it to come with. The intentions aren't right. And because you didn't set it inside yourself, now you're wondering why things are coming at you sideways. And that's what I told people when I started to lie to myself. This is why you got to keep it real to yourself. When you're lying to yourself, I'm all right. When I saw my ex-girlfriend and I started to drink more and I got a DUI, I wasn't all right. I was lying to myself. You know what I mean? My buddy, can you drive? I don't think so. And I ended up getting a DUI. My first and last DUI, and drinking under influence. They grabbed my ID, and I spilled it all out, bro. All my IDs on my lap, bro. It was so bad. And then because I tried committing suicide before and I admitted it in the jail, then they put me in a full-on fucking suit where I couldn't even grab myself, and I ended up having to throw up like orange shit. I'll never forget. And without my hands, like I'm in a fucking straight jacket in this holding cell by myself that I can't hurt myself with, like a vest that was Kevlar, and I'm naked underneath it, cold, throwing up, going like, this is my life. This is what my best has brought me, right? And then you got to ask yourself, this is usually where it happens for men, especially in prison, is you go, what kind of decisions have I been making over and over? What me personally, chess moves on this board called my life, what did I do? And it turned out I was doing a lot of things through anger, and you can call it a couple different things. You can call it loneliness. You can call it depression. But I call it my anger. You got to name it. That's another thing too. Name your faults. Ooh, Lordy Lord, that's some powerful shit. But once I kind of called this character my anger, and I've seen him before, I realized that I thought I was being attacked. And instead of attacking my attitude, I attacked the person that I thought was attacking me. And usually we attack our loved ones around us. We're in a mood, the copier's not working, I'm frustrated, I'm not getting enough sleep. I yell at my wife. I take it out on my customer. I didn't take it out on the gym. I should have just walked to work. These are the things that I do differently. It's churned my whole income around. People always want to make more money, but they don't want to change their attitude. When I call you on the phone, what's your vibration like? If I call you right now, are you going to say hello? Or are you going to be like, what's up? You know what I mean? And that's what it is. Good morning. What's good about it? It ain't going to be good about it with that attitude. You know what I mean? And you can keep going on and being rude, but I got news for you. You're killing the mood. You're killing every opportunity that comes to you. And I don't want to see that happen to people. I was sick of, I was getting sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I was sick of my own shit. You know what I mean? And instead of spreading shit, I wanted to be the shit. And that's it. And I don't know what else to explain to people, but, you can flip the switch, then you can run the world. If you can control your mind is the moment you can control the world. And most people don't want to control their mind. They don't want to go inside and tell this little gray matter between these two fucking ears to listen more, talk less, breathe before speaking, and realizing that our feelings can change. And watch you turn into a monster, baby. Watch you turn into a motherfucking monster, baby. And that's Saint's addiction. So that's on my heart from the start. Every morning I go live from around the world, bro. I never thought I would see this far. I never thought I would speak these languages and just to be able to chill in the sunlight. And it was nice and all right. And I had my T-shirt and saw my old friends, and they're asking me how life is. And then his other friend had ended up killing himself. And I said, that was a failure on your part. You didn't check in. You know, we all used to play hockey together. I said, well, you learned how to pass the puck, right? Yeah. Well, why didn't you pass it to your teammate? Why didn't you check in and slide it over to him? Oh, you just assumed that he was going to be at the bar again? Well, when someone's depressed, they leave that circle of influence, and now what can you do? Now you're going to live in regret because you didn't take action. And just like my old model from India, like 2 years later, now I'm a yogi, but I don't want to pretend like I was in a bikini. Dude, I don't delete photos. I don't move backwards. I'm not on your feelings or whatever trip you think that you're on. I'm here to be real. And as real as I can be under full faculty, you knew you were doing a photo shoot. You knew those pictures have been out for the last 2 years and only 9 people have looked at it. So what are we really talking about? Are we talking about you or are we talking about your ego? And in business, if you think I didn't try to make this guy into a friendlier person and make him my amigo or battle his ego, do you think I would have made $2,000? I'll wait. And most people will do anything for money, including changing their mood, right? All of a sudden, hi, I'm your bottle girl. Like, why weren't you smiling a minute ago, right? Because the money's on the line. But even if money's on the line, I've still seen people blow it. Blow it their biggest opportunities because they couldn't control it. And I know it's going to fucking shake you to your core, but at least you know you're living. And that's what I told my friend when I went and got snacks last night. When I started breathing the cold air and walking home, that expansion, it's a little bit painful because it's really cold air on your lungs, but at least I know I'm alive. And not on some BDSM shit, like I got to put needles under my skin to feel. Like, those people are lost. I don't have to cut myself. Are you serious? You're going to hurt yourself to feel something or to escape something or take a substance? Bro, those are all external and I can't play that way. I want to have the controller. I want to play this video game. I don't want somebody outside of me telling me how I should be. And that's this morning's motivation indeed. So, on my heart from start, your boy Marky Saint. I'm busy. My phone's charging up. We're over here making money, making business on a Monday. Motivation. If you got anything out of this, go ahead, like, share, subscribe below. You already know. And peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever in Finnish. And I'm here in Finland. And and I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. But the other side of fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world, because that's where I'll be and that's where I am. And I just wanted to come back and just share it with other people, and I'll be like, you're probably going to need a Hak Tui moment. You're going to need a realization inside yourself and go, okay, all these issues are because of me, and it was my perspective that had this end up this way. And if I didn't make that decision emotionally or because of my feelings or I talk to people properly, the output would be way different. Your income will go up, and that's what everybody wants to do. They all want to make money, but they don't want to change a habit, right? Yeah, I want to make so much money. Are you willing to quit cigarettes? That's a lot of money. You know what I mean, right? I want to go travel. Are you willing to give up your pets? No, you're just going to keep buying more pets and more pet toys and wondering why you never go nowhere and just keep walking your dog around the building. Is the dog walking you or are you walking the dog? and if you are truly free, why are you trying to control me or your image or your reputation? I'm always going to wonder, You really think that by deleting the photos that means that you didn't take the picture? I got news for you, honey. Playboy was launched by Hugh Hefner by buying a photo that he got from money from his grandmother to buy a topless photo of Marilyn Monroe, sold by the photographer and not Marilyn Monroe herself. Did you not know that the other people can have rights to your content? Did you not know that it's impossible to release what's on the internet? Once it's been launched, it's already been done. Maybe you should have said no, just like the other girl, and kept it pushing and kept on being rude and Russian. But no, now all of a sudden, you got action. And I'm the only one as the sun comes out, right? It starts shining and yup, and the blue sky starts coming out. Yep, I was the only one making comments on her photos, and she's like, "Stop advertising on my posts." And I was like, "Dude, I'm the only one getting you engagement. No one else was commenting. And if you had seen the photo you wanted me to delete, only 9 people liked it. So with 9 billion people in the world, and you're worried about 9 others, I think you're more worried about the external than the internal. I think you're trying to control something like a reset button or a do-over or there's no life doesn't have life has a lot of regret because time doesn't go backwards. And a lot of us, instead of learning from our lessons, we get mad at them. We try deleting them. We try blocking them. We're all frustrated and get more and more frustrated. And it was like, this is the path. This is your way to know. The moment you can walk through the fire and not get burned is the moment that you have the power. If you always got somebody else coming over and bucking your system or toppling you over so easily, especially emotionally, like I feel this way, then I'm over here and I'm over this way. It's like this bipolar fucking weather. I ain't waiting around for it. It's got to shine for me. Huh. And even if it was raining, I'm going to be happy. Huh. Look at the happy contest. And even if bad things happen, I'm going to thank them. This is weird. I never thought I would thank South Korean prison, but it made me into a monster. I can tell you that. I saw my human energy be captured in a building, in a room no bigger than this. Another human having a lock and key over my life? No, hell no. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the 5-year prison sentence you would have gave me in South Korean prison, bitch. I'm going to keep it pushing. And this is what my energy does. So we all get so boisterous. Yeah, man, New Year's, man, I'm going to go start working out. Yeah, man, as soon as I get out, I got a friend that got out. He stopped drinking for 10 months. He's back on the alcohol, y'all. But it's my job to reach out and offer an olive branch and say, hey, man, there's some peace outside of that. Will he choose it? I'm not sure, up to him, but I know I did an action so I wouldn't regret in case he dies and say I didn't do nothing. I just watched him. Right. You didn't pass it. You didn't pass the puck. You didn't share the ball, you know? You didn't have the right attitude to be the ultimate player. And this is what it is. Even Michael Jordan, even the Kobe start realizing there's a Scottie Pippen, there's a Shaq. There's somebody here to help me. When I'm getting double teamed and triple teamed, make it easy and pass the ball. Someone else is wide open. And that's what he said. You know, Michael, I know you don't want to take these shots, Steve Kerr. I know you're nervous. I got you, bro. And then he whispered over to him, you're going to take the shot. Yeah, man, I'm open. He said it all loud. He's like, man, shut the fuck up. He was all excited, but sure as shit. They double-teamed Jordan. He kicked it out to Kerr. Kerr hit the three-pointer, and the Chicago Bulls won a championship. Isn't that amazing? You have teammates if you know how to play like a team. You have opportunity as soon as you want to lose that attitude. And I got to go because my phone is ringing. You guys go have a blessed day. Peace and love. I'll see you on the other side. Yep.